Previously on Blades in the Dark.
Part. Heat. Nowhere is a city of prying eyes and informants, both living and ghostly. Anything you do might be witnessed, and there's always evidence left behind. To reflect this, your crew acquires heat as they commit crimes. After a score or conflict with an opponent, your crew takes heat according to the nature of the operation. 0 heat, smooth and quiet, low exposure. 2 heat, contained, standard exposure. 4 heat, loud and chaotic, high explosive exposure. 6 heat, wild, devastating exposure. Victim of your crimes. This will clear your heat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Narratively, on the news, Rickman is getting fucked over.
Oh dear.
Oh, then he's in contact with some weirdos.
So now everyone's heat is cleared because Amon has completely framed Rickman.
Yeah.
Jay, also your rival as well. If you remember, you have a rivalry. You have him as a negative, right? He's the faction that you also. It doesn't. I mean, you guys still gonna have some trouble. That's gonna happen. But clearing your heat doesn't mean you're innocent. It just means that you've thrown most of the suspicion towards his company and him as, a business owner.
He's butterfly.
But yeah, Basil, I think over the weeks you look in the news. We have radios, right? We have TVs in this world.
Yeah.
Do we want TVs as well, or is that not what we're trying to look for? It's just radios?
I've seen black and white TVs, like
cathode ray tubes.
Tiny screens.
I mean, we basically have cell phones.
We have cell phones, but it doesn't mean you need to have TVs or.
Yeah,
we have cathode ray tube TVs.
You need to keep it aesthetic.
Yeah, cathode ray TV.
Basil, over the weeks after this whole thing, you see as basically Rickman is having issues. It is being constantly brought in for questioning by the Rounded Council. He's it's full Mark Zuckerberg being axed on data leakage situation with Rickman. How does Basil feels about this? Because you have Rickman as one of your people you hate. If I remember right.
Dang.
Also, your own personal faction sheet also represents who you as an individual have fucked with and status. So they're definitely a little different, but I don't think the difference is that bad. Or Unquieted Dead, a rogue spirit is drawn to you. Perhaps it's a past victim. Acquire the service of a whisper or railjack to attempt to destroy or banish it, or deal with it yourself. So which one?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know why there would be Unquiet Dead after us.
Yeah.
Unit Sullivan knows why there would be.
Oh.
What manner of Unquiet Dead do you think was chasing Unit Crowbar?
Let's see here. Let's see who's here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people.
Yeah.
Roll.
Oh, I'm so excited.
1. Roll. 1d7. That's not a thing, but it is for computers. It's 2. Best thing about PC. Why did I hit 2 again? Why did I roll 2 again? That sucks.
The ghost knows which target it desires.
Okay, a 1 finally. And then one more roll, hopefully, for a different person.
Don't say it like that. One's never good.
I got 5 ones in a row last session.
Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, interesting. Alright, I know it. I know who's getting haunted. Alright, next. Alright, so let's move on to downtime.
I know who's going to be haunted.
Alright, so yeah, I'm doing Unquiet Dead. I know who's getting haunted. You have gardening tools that you stole. Do you want to? Do you want me to? I'll let you. I'll roll another dice if you use the gardening tools. I don't know how, but I'm gonna say the process that you're using breaks the tools. Like, there's something special about. Maybe it's like these are like illegal antidote ingredients. Like people don't use them because they take so much effort, but you know how to do it, though it results in you breaking gardening tools. And maybe that's the reason why you stole them.
The guardian tool is just made out of wood.
Yeah.
The gardening tools are broken down by the acids contained in the plant stamens.
So if you want to, you can delete the gardening tools, and I'll add. And you stole 2, so I'll add another dice.
Oh.
To see if you can go higher than 4.
Okay, I'm good with that.
You doing that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna use them. What am I gonna use them for?
All right.
That's what they're used for.
Yeah.
Roll.
Sorry, using it for its intended use.
Let's see what happens. Nah, doesn't go higher.
Oh.
But you now have one fine antidote project. So what are you guys doing, and what are you rolling for this? So how are you two starting off this healing project of making some type of item? Now keep in mind, Basil, you do have a gapple, which we have already established is like able to induce immortality, but like is dangerous if you don't know the process to make immortality. Maybe you know some way of making it just heal. But like, what are you guys doing? And you can argue for me. And listen, narratively, you can argue. Like, if you know your character and what your character can do, reasonably to your character, though, you can give me a good enough argument, and it will sway my judgment.
Okay. Well, the grapple cannot be used like that. It's too powerful for any of us young people. So,
it could be, and also keep in mind, this could also be research. Like, it couldn't be just making it. It could be research.
If you would let me, I can see if I can, like, study kind of the magical properties of the grapple and see if I can make a less potent form of it.
okay.
We can come up to make something kind of like it, but less potent, so we can use it as a healer instead of just immortality.
Yeah, because I remember I
have a really hard time with it. And you hear a gunshot go off, and then you immediately come back to be on the couch.
Great.
And this just keeps happening, where you're just minding your own business, and then you just suddenly catch yourself somewhere else, and then something like violent happens, like a gunshot goes off, a car is within an inch of hitting you, like you're experiencing death over and over and over again. That gets brought down to level 1, and I'm renaming that to swiped.
Alright then.
So that's the alternative healing rule I'm doing, which is all harm gets dropped down. If you want to drop it down even more, you have to spend gold. And tell me, who do you go to? You have to like basically get some.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with more than one. For stress, I'm going to go and indulge.
Okay. Tell me, what's the scene we see? Do you go to any specific area? Like, do you go to Teresa's Bounty? That's where all the best chefs are. Do you go to Green Comet? That's like the high commerce area. Smoky Quartz District is like where like a lot of the jewelry and fine work is.
Yeah, I think I go. I'm trying to find my like where the pleasures or whatever in my character again.
On your character sheet, on character mode, you have it switched to character mode.
Yeah.
Underneath where it says background, there's a little button that says indulge vice. Acting very happy. He's like, "Hey, man, how's it going?"
I'm doing fine. Could be doing better though.
Oh, have you heard?
How about you?
I've been doing fine. News is getting really funky. Did you see what happened at His Heron Harbor?
No, do you mind telling me about it?
Yeah, apparently there was a whole dispute between Grundle and the hulls that he employed. Apparently they were pushing for apparently the old fucking Grundle puss was pushing against regulations to accommodate for hulls in regarding to the more liquidly inclined, hydrophobic machines, the ones that can't really take the water. But apparently, like, he fucking lost that shit. He gave in when Central Circuit went and got a bunch of college students to help them, and now that shit's completely. Now he has to shell out a lot of money for accommodating for his employees. He fucking hates it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. All right.
Anyway, what you want? What's on the menu? I think you guys go to the grave site. You go to the grave site. I think Joshua has an umbrella because he's a dark elf. The sun kind of hurts a little bit, but it's fine. He's there holding hands. You put, I'm guessing you slide the coin into his hands.
Well, the way this works, actually, Blair is still too much of a coward to address that, so she does not meet him. She leaves a note and hides in a bush nearby and lets him pick up the note and leave his own note. She still is too afraid to actually talk to him and show him what she has become.
That's fine. So I think what we see here is you leaving the money and the paper, and then you hide somewhere nearby. Joshua comes on time like he always does with his foster parents. You don't need to know what their names are, who they look like. They're not important. Joshua sees the paper with the money. He runs ahead of his foster parents to oh, he's so excited, but really what it is to take the money before they see it, and they maybe confiscate it from him or something. And he reads the note, and as always, he ends up always he spends a good 15 minutes looking around because he's trying to find you. He knows you're somewhere nearby. And he does this. I'm not sure, do you hide just far enough away that he won't see you, or do you just leave?
Blair stays out of sight, but she likes to see him. So she does stay as long as she can without being in too much danger of getting caught.
Yeah, so he's still kind of, he's average height. I'd say he's a little less than average, maybe 4'8". Purple jet hair, freckles, pointed ears. He's wearing essentially what is Metallica for this world shirt. He seems to be into rock and roll. He had heavy metal and rock and roll. But he's we see the scene of him running around, just occasionally looking around. I want you to make a roll for me. I want you to make a prowl roll.
I'm decent at prowl, alright.
Make a prowl roll, controlled, risky, because he is looking for you.
Wait, controlled or risky? Those are the same.
No, sorry. Sorry. Actually, no. No, I said controlled because you know what you're doing. Controlled, risky because. Sorry.
Controlled or risky.
Control standard effect.
Okay, alright.
Valley, there is no food here for you. Go lay down.
Dog. And then no bonus
My
dice.
spoon was staring at me with just such contempt.
Contempt.
She wants my Stromboli.
This poodle has the most human expressions I've ever seen on an animal.
It's true.
She's trying to make me feel guilty for not giving her buffalo chicken Stromboli.
Oh.
I don't want it.
Yeah, this dog is a spiteful little fish.
Give the dog
Your food. Joshua, you realize that Joshua's getting good. He's getting really good at finding. He's getting closer and closer to you. He's almost a good 10 or 20 feet away from you before he finally gives up the search. And you realize it's because he's picked up on your footprints and a bit of your fur got left in certain places, and you're realizing that he seems to have a knack for searching, and he's getting better at it, and you're only helping. And you wonder if next time you do this, if he's going to he's gonna catch you.
Yeesh.
So he doesn't catch you, but the next time you do this, it will be risky.
Oh dear. Alright, anyway, time to actually
So-
indulge in the vice.
Indulge in the vice. Let's see. Hit indulge vice.
Please,
It
for
is
the
using your weak. It's using your weakest. So
Oh, please, for the love of God, give me a good roll. Oh, come on!
No!
You're kidding me!
This game is rigged.
Alright, so I do just want to mention I played Blades in the Dark when it was like still being developed once.
yeah.
One of my friends literally did not succeed a single roll.
Oh.
Alright, I'm down to 7 stress now.
Down to 7 stress now.
Fuck.
Hiding from
Oh.
your sibling was more stressful than the
This is-
obligation that you originally wished to fulfill.
Did you already empty that coin for leaving him the money?
No,
I will say something for this. You can do that. So you're down to 1 coin. I will let you use another coin to roll again. And
yes, please.
But this is you giving money to the parents. Like you cut them off at some point, and you tell them like, give this to him. Like this is like, you tell the parents, give this to him, and this is you like trusting that they'll do right by your brother.
Mhm.
And you can roll again, but you will lose that coin.
I don't mind the coin. I need to not be stressed so I don't die.
Go ahead, roll indulge vice again.
I swear to God, dice. Don't you fucking. That's not
Okay.
that much better.
That's still a fail. Still.
No, it's not fail. It's number.
It's 3
Oh.
minus 3 stress.
So now you're down to 4 stress.
That's
so narratively,
more manageable.
So yeah, you give. So that's like all those thoughts are running through your head. Like he's getting closer. He's gonna find you maybe. Like, but you give the money to his parents. And you're like, hopefully, like they'll distract him. Maybe they'll treat him good. It's all gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It'll be fine. You'll get the money. You'll get more money, and you'll. What is Blair's ultimate goal? What is what Blair wants to do ultimately?
To make sure that that Joshua can succeed. To make sure that he doesn't end up where she is. Because the bit is, his foster parents are not they're not very well off. They're trying their best, but she's trying to help make sure that they can all live comfortably where she could not.
Right. Okay. You still have one more downtime event. What are you using your other downtime action for?
Let's see. What would training accomplish in this context?
Let's see, training. Training. When you spend time training, mark 1 XP on the XP tracker for an attribute or playbook advancement.
Ooh,
If you have the
playbook.
appropriate crew training upgrade, mark 1 XP 2 total. Mark 2 total. See crew upgrades. So you don't have a training room, but
Certainly, I think she's practicing her shots, because she needs to get better at aiming, apparently, because he just fucking walked on her bullets.
Yeah, that wasn't in the recap, but basically when Blair rolled all those ones, Chris and Jay, when Blair fired all those shots and failed the roll, Stevenson literally used each bolt as a platform, jumping from each one and getting closer to them, and then putting a giant gash on top of Sullivan's on top of Sullivan, just basically shredding armor in a flip. Slice downward, straight up.
If Unit Sullivan had not put in a specific advancement and or personal ability to have extra armor, Unit Sullivan would have taken a level 3 harm there.
Yeah. But yeah. So, what is your special ability you're picking up?
I think I'm gonna go mule.
Mule, your load items are higher. Light is 5, normal is 7, heavy is 8.
Oh boy, Blair can be stacked.
I mean, that's
So this
kind of
is
Blair's
Blair-
whole bit, yeah.
Very,
It's
like,
having a
fine
lot of
health.
knives.
So Blair basically like leaves the. So this scene. So what does this scene look like?
I think for a while, Blair practices more hostile shooting patterns. Not necessarily better aiming, but like, move this arrow here, and it's still gonna get where it's going, but it's up, so it's not gonna be easier to move on. You know, she's trying to put a little more thought into the direct actions that she's doing.
Okay. All right.
So extra pockets into your pockets.
And extra pockets.
This is straight up like you just get more weapons. You train with more weapons.
Blair has increased the amount of knives they can hide in their jacket.
Blair's just becoming like the arsenal. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, how many guns can we carry, by the way? It was like 5 or something? 'Cause
so.
we got all like special things.
Well, keep in mind the whole. Yeah. So you have smugglers rigging. You have smugglers rigging
Yeah.
as a gang. So smugglers rigging. 2 items carried are perfectly concealed. So at least 2 items that you have, you will not get caught with. So essentially that means like the police will never catch you with a gun on you. They'll never catch you with. So essentially there's at least. So basically it's like narratively there's at least 2 things that you can tell me that the police don't know you have on you.
They don't notice the 500-pound gorilla that I have in my trench coat. That'd be great.
It's just taxidermied, sir. Perfectly legal.
Why is it breathing?
Really good taxidermy.
Animatronic.
Horror.
We're
Wonderful.
gonna do that. We're gonna bring that to the next heist.
Can we qualify a 400-pound gorilla as a scary weapon?
400-pound gorilla is a scary weapon.
It seems like an unusual weapon.
True, that would work too.
Or better yet, just bring a dragon.
The rest of us.
Yeah.
All right, so that's your scenes. God, more weapons. All right. Next, we're gonna go swing back around to Lex. Lex, what are you? You're being haunted by
Myself.
yourself, essentially. Like you're essentially getting haunted by like every possible way you can die, you will die, and maybe have died.
Great.
Oh, because you spoke with God.
Oh, yeah, I did do that. Son of a bitch.
So, again,
Damn
with
hell.
so with that, it says again, acquire the services of a whisper or railjack to attempt to destroy or banish it, or deal with it yourself. This is going to take one of your actions to do, or you can just deal with it yourself and deal with it later, and it just means that narratively I can keep having it pop up and be a problem.
What the fuck is a railback?
I think that is one of the... Let's see. Look in here. See if it's in here. If it tell you what a railjack is. Railjack's 284. I think it's one of the playbooks, maybe.
I mean, yeah, I'm a whisper, so I assume it's the only thing that you can be.
Let's see here. Railjacks. It's a faction that is preset in here. Railjacks. The men and women who protect the electro trains of the Imperium from the savage spirits of the Deadlands have recently been making noises about forming a union. So they're basically people who are paid to keep evil shit from happening. So in our world, I'd say the Railjacks are probably like... I'd say Railjacks would essentially be like, they're a group of students that graduate from Ferber University, and they're basically like ghost hunters that go around the city dealing with the more extra dimensional shit. So, I mean, if you want to, we can bring them into existence.
Wow.
Are they called Railjacks or they name something else? But essentially they're like ghost hunters that also do phone calls.
I love that.
I also
dimensional prank calls.
my roommate, however, is
Yeah,
a
your
wisp.
your roommate is a wisp already.
So that's gonna.
Just see. I think it's like, is this how is this apartment set up? How's this apartment set up? Is it like an open kitchen? Like,
Sure, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Adam's place is a lot nicer than Lex's.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Right. Adam's place is a lot. Well, actually, Lexus. So, this is actually a really nice apartment. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is like, for like a second, everything goes grayscale, Lex, and this you stop, like you're frozen in time, and like you don't like Lex. You just realize everything just like goes gray, and Dippus is just frozen in the middle of this conversation, and just from the corner of your eye.
Oh, hello. It seems you've been having some temporal problems. Is there anything I could help you with?
Oh, it's Doc Scratch again.
Are you the one doing this to me?
Oh no, it's not my fault that my men have shoddy ways in which to resurrect their comrades. It's not my fault there's now a hole in the dimensions now. It's not my fault that you're being haunted by your dead self.
Haunted by what?
You didn't make it on the other side. Let's just set it up like that. And because that hole is now open, people who were supposed to die in this world are now being shown how they did. Don't worry, your friend will help you. I just felt like to inform you on how fucked you are. Have a nice day.
And everything goes back to normal. Everything goes back to normal. Dimpus, for some reason, Lex just said, "You motherfucker," for some reason that you don't understand. Not looking at you.
I look and see if I can see what he saw.
There's nothing there. Milo and Dimpus, you guys get some you lucky the news. This pertains to both of you because of both of your experiences. Turns out in the news that some proceeding after that whole like demonstration by the Central Circuit and college students to push Shivers Down Whiskers to accommodate for halls under their employee. Many of the Central Circuit union leaders were found dead, aka vandalized by some news outlets would say, and a couple students were found dead. The Smoke is currently doing investigations and suspects that it to be a targeted situation, that they believe these are homicides, and they are they believe it's either the Ashen or the Prowlers, but they cannot be 100% sure. Best to figure it out, but due to a recent serious car chase recently, it has left Police Chief Stevenson too injured to commit full attention on possible homicides.
Well,
That is at least a little bit gratifying to Lex personally. Just, I did something to the bastard.
We fucked him. Collectively, you guys fucked him up enough.
And with that, I will admit that rolling dice, the Central... Go ahead.
Even if I didn't fuck him.
Rolling the dice, basically, gang-wise, the Central Circuit was attacked by the Night Prowlers. They rolled a nat 1 in defending, which means they have been knocked down from a tier 3 they've been knocked down from a tier 3 week to a tier 2 week. Now, another thing that might be interesting to Sullivan, Basil, and Amon is that besides the whole harrying due to you blaming him, Rickman also on the download, there seems to be whispers that Rickman has gotten his hands on a few gapples and is using that in certain rituals to essentially extend people's lifespans. Basil, you know this is to be like how the fuck he even get his hands on these things, but apparently he's somehow has connections with people back home, aka where the Satanists, where he has gotten a couple of them and he's been doing his own private research. And the Ashen do not like it because he is muscling in on their territory, aka they are assassins and he's making it hard for people to get killed.
You know, I roll bad typically. I doubt I'm gonna roll above a 4, so yeah, let's indulge in some vices.
Alright, so it's weird. You said you fucks around with stuff. I like to imagine weird is like, can I just give a suggestion?
Yeah.
You go back to the fucking Huss Manor and you start investigating the portal.
I like that. Yeah, no, I'm poking around.
Like, it's been quarantined off, so like it's not just the police that might be a problem, but it's also like the other scientists that are probably there. Maybe like you smooze your way in and like, hey, yeah, I'm from the college. I am college student. I am.
Yeah, you know, I think I love the thought that Dimpus is pretending to be a college student. Because also, doesn't my sister work at that college? I have college information.
So, if everyone doesn't know it or not, but basically, Milo had made for you guys the MCUs, which are basically how you guys keep all your magic items. They're like pocket dimensions that like basically work like the Ghostbusters ghost catch traps. What are they called again?
Yeah, that's what they're called. That's pretty much what they are.
Yeah, you know, from Ghostbusters, the little metal boxes that like pop open and suck ghost in. But you guys use it for for your magic items. In your base, there's like the battery powers that you use to give Plucky and Sullivan their power. Are you also use the power of these things? The thing is that you guys can't take them outside because they'll immediately turn off and they will either have the item burst out or they will just break and disintegrate whatever item was in it. So essentially they have to stay plugged up. So I don't know, maybe you want to go and make them portable.
Yeah.
Because like you only have either the small ones that depend on a battery or the ones you can take out, which if I remember right, can consume a whole building.
Yes. The ones that I can take out can consume a whole building. So yeah, I would probably want to make like a smaller portable one.
What does this look like, and what do you learn? What do you learn about this? Just like know the aftermath is that like they heat up. Like, what do you learn from breaking these things up?
Well, breaking them and putting them into a powdered dust does nothing, but you can cut them in half, and it does have power. It's a little bit unstable, but it does work.
And the instability is essentially like... The instability basically cuts down on the power, but it also means that the effect of it isn't as serious.
Right.
But they are unstable because they heat up even more than before.
Yeah.
Alright.
It cuts down on the time that I can open the portal to put stuff in and out. It's like the time is like drastically cut down, so it's probably like I can only do this for like 3 minutes, so it's like open it up 3 minutes, get whatever, get out, close it back down, or else it's probably going to explode.
You answer the door, and they're standing there with his little let's see. I say he's like slender like a tube. Like slender like a tube with a little blinking light on top of his head, with glasses, and he kind of just looks at you, Lex, and he goes,
Hello again. I am in need of your assistance.
And who is at the door is your informant, Daniel Diode. Your gang's informant, Daniel Diode, who is head of SAC's tech department.